Hello everyone, we are here today at the Chamber of Commerce in Russellville with our president, Dr. Megan Selman. Megan, we're excited to meet you and talk a little bit more with you. We've talked many times on camera about Chamber of Commerce business, but today I wanted people to get to know you. And we talked a little off camera, and we graduated high school the same year. We kind of grew up the same way, and I just wanted people to get to know the real deal, Megan, and just tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up, how you grew up, and just kind of how you got to be where you are today.
Yes, well, I grew up here in Russellville, and I think that contributes to the pride that I feel for Russellville and the passion that I have for making Russellville a little bit better every day. I grew up, Keith Scott is my dad, Melody Scott is my mom. She was a school teacher at GJHS, Gardner Junior High, which, I went to junior high there. It was a functioning school building at one time. And my dad's a local optometrist. I had a little brother, Spencer, growing up, and we went to First Baptist Church. I was in Awanas. I went to Kaufman's Corner when I was little, and Center Valley Elementary, and I was a Cyclone. Played softball at the high school, played softball at Arkansas Tech, ran track, played basketball, volleyball. Back then you played a lot of sports. It wasn't quite the same. It didn't quite require the same level of commitment. Everybody played volleyball in volleyball season, basketball in basketball season, and then a spring sport. So I just grew up around here. I love my neighbors, and I love the people that I went to school with, and I'm excited that I still am here getting to serve those same people.
We talked before about, and I sent you the link, and I know you'll watch it later, about our generation and the way we grew up, and just being, outside and knowing before the internet and all that, how it kind of shaped who and how we are, and that's just something that I don't know if people understand.
I am so thankful for how we grew up. I was outside a lot. We rode four-wheelers. We lived next door to Danny and Jeannie Walker and the kids. We played outside all the time. We weren't on screens because there were not screens to be on. There were not cell phones. We did not have social media. I think sometimes some of my experiences growing up are so valuable because we worked problems out face to face. We made the call, or everything was happening in real life and not at such a fast pace. I remember having margin in my day, time to think, develop hobbies and creative pursuits, and just really engage with people in real life conversations. And I'm so thankful for that. I use that skill all the time now in this line of work. So
it is interesting. I was going to ask if you'd ever thought about the fact that, all the things that we went through, we went through 9/11, we went through Y2K, we went through pre-internet, we talked about rotary phones, we went through a lot of stuff. And do you ever see yourself in these situations that you deal with on a day-to-day basis and say, I was built for this?
All the time. Like the ability to talk and relate to people of all ages, of all backgrounds. I enjoy getting to know someone that thinks differently than me, or learning about some interesting fact about a person or a history of an event. And I'm like, that all is just a love for that face-to-face communication. I love talking with people, visiting with people. I love getting people out and gathering together in real life, events around town, community collaboration. I just think that's so important. It's the fabric of the community, and it's also like just how we grew up. That was just the normal, and now we're kind of pushing to come back to that, or find some semblance of balance between digital and the face-to-face. So
yeah, one thing I've been appreciative of with the Chamber and with your leadership is that, Russellville was kind of stuck for a while, it seemed like, and now it seems like we're moving in a really good direction. And I know that that's a lot to do with the people, with you, but also the people that you work with and how we work together. And it seems like things are going in the right direction right now.
We have a fabulous chamber team. They say surround yourself with brilliant, smart, talented people, and we've done that here. And you'll notice if you're here, if you happen to be here on any given day, like we could send an email, but we usually walk down the hallway or walk to the conference room. We eat lunch together, we hang out together. We were all at a wedding together a few weekends ago. Relationships are strong here, and I think that overflows then to the relationship the chamber has with the community, the chamber has with the state agencies, with our legislative body. One thing that I love about the chamber right now is that our board is so strong. I brag about our board everywhere we go, and not to toot my own horn, but I know Russellville is small to some. It's like 29,000, and we are punching way above our weight right now. And I think the secret sauce is that we're small enough that we get together. Every month, my board of directors, it's utility leadership from City Corps to Entergy, the mayor, the judge, Senator Davis, a representative from Congressman Westerman. We've got bank presidents, nonprofit directors. I mean, I know I'm forgetting somebody, but I could go on and on. We get together every month face to face and we talk to one another. The CEO of the hospital, like, we are talking and communicating and working together for Russellville, and you don't see that group of people come together. Dr. Jones, Dr. Lovins at RSD, in other communities. We've got plant managers and our industrial leadership who come and sit every month with our educational partners to make sure the pipelines that educationally we're offering here pipeline into our local workforce. We have the mayor sitting right there saying, how can I help? Recently he came and told stories from the snow days and how people worked together, came together, supported one another, and that is what makes Russellville special. And that all, I said at an annual meeting, communities are not built in the comment section. They are built by the people. Just put their head down, show up to work every day, get the job done, don't care who gets the credit, work together. They're face-to-face relationships. And we're just so fortunate we've got that going on here.
You know, I'm glad you mentioned that because you said, you know, working together, not worrying who gets the credit. And the thing that I'm most appreciative about right now with our community is the fact that we're saying yes and we're welcoming people, and you just had a ribbon cutting, or not a ribbon cutting, groundbreaking for 5 local businesses that are coming to town. There's more to come. It's just an exciting time.
It's so exciting. And our leakage data that shows the categories of things that people are driving out of the community to buy helps us know who to recruit to. Hey, well, if you're going to go to Conway and buy it, I'd like you to go to Russellville and buy it. I would like those tax dollars to stay local, and I would like to draw some people from our surrounding communities that are going to Conway, but Russellville's closer, like, I don't know, come here. And while you're here, why don't you go out to eat here? And so it is new jobs and it is new revenue, but it's also stopping a leakage problem. And you know, retail is fun, but retail is the cherry on top, because if we want Russellville to grow, which I do, we've got to focus on that quality of life and that those retail and the new restaurants. But nobody is moving to Russellville to eat at Olive Garden, even though I love Olive Garden. They're moving here for good jobs. And so when you are creating jobs and focused on new jobs that are good jobs, that are high paying jobs with good benefits, and you've got educational partners like Tech and UACCM that can educate local kids to work these local jobs, or re-educate local adults to get them back in the workforce, then those jobs are what have the long-term impact on a community. So I get just as excited to break ground on the foam insulation plant, Owens Corning, that we broke ground on 2 years ago, that's up and running now, or our Americold expansion, our Tabor expansion. We've had amazing industrial success in the past 2 or 3 years like we have not seen before. And I can get just excited as excited about that as I can Chipotle, but it's not it doesn't always make the headlines like a Chipotle does. But I just have to say our team is awesome, and we're trying to focus on both to make Russellville better, and our team is so supported right now across the community. You guys tell an amazing story in the media too about all of the good things. You run the good news and you tell the story, and I think that's important. So we're thankful for your partnership too.
You know, I knew this was going to happen. I was going to come in here and I was going to try to talk to you about you.
Okay,
and we were going to go to the community. And I knew it was going to happen because I know you're passionate about what you do. But, you know, I kind of want to put you on the spot. I know it's probably a little out of left field, but I always tend to try to get this answer out of like coaches.
Yes.
Like, what's a successful season? But if you're to look back at your career one day, you know, 30, 40 years from now when you retire, what does success look like for the city of Russellville, for the community, and for you as a person if you look back?
I think the growth across, you know, you kind of have to walk the line in this job. You want the retail, you want quality of life. I want parks, I want sidewalks, I want a beautiful downtown. Those are important. And those things are being prioritized by leadership. And I also want kind of the meat and potatoes. You know, you want the jobs, you want the manufacturing, large capital investments with large jobs with benefits. And those employers a lot of times are the same employers like ConAgra, who are wonderful about sending their people back to school or upskilling their people. And now you're talking about generational differences. And you know, I ran the Boys and Girls Clubs for a little while, and I think about the value of work and a good job in Russellville and how it extends beyond just a 9 to 5. And I've said this before, but on a personal level, because I know that's kind of what we're talking about here, I believe that work was in the Garden of Eden. That work existed when the world was perfect. People were working. And so what does that tell us? That work is a good thing. It's something that you can be passionate about. And I am passionate about it. I do want to see job creation, and not just any jobs, but full-time jobs, good employers that are good community partners that are going to upskill people and give the next generation a better and better opportunity. I think that gets me excited on a personal level, and that to me is a marker of success in my career.
All right, so we've talked a lot about yourself in the community and your investment in the community, and you know, you've chosen to raise your family here, and I think that's a big deal.
Yes, my husband Chad and Chad's from Hector, from a chicken farm and a cattle farm out there, and we love it here. And I do want to raise my kids here, and I want to raise my kids like we were raised, outside, off screens, in a community that they can love and that they want to raise their kids in. We used to say, start here, you can stay here if you want. You can go off and come back. You can start or restart here, that there are opportunities here. And that beyond the measure, you asked me the question about looking back at my career, but I think looking back at my personal life, like the way my husband and I raise our kids will be the measure, I think, of a job well done there. And we prioritize, keeping the most important thing, teaching them to work hard, to interact face to face, to care about their community. And a lot of times this job is very busy. It's not a 9 to 5 job. And so I could never do it without Chad Selman. And you know, that teamwork, modeling that for them. Sometimes I make my boys do the dishes, even if I can do them, because I'm like, when you grow up, your wife may work. And I want them to see a model of, it takes everybody on a team at home. It takes everybody on a team in the community. It takes relationships being prioritized, face to face, respect, be kind, work hard, and hang in there, I guess, is what and so Russellville's where we call home, and you know, where we will call home forever. And I hope my kids want to come back here too and call it home.